So, depression has been kicking my ass again recently, but I'm feeling pretty good today. And I wanted to talk about a couple more coping strategies like I did a couple videos ago, um, and get serious. Um, so, one of the great things, like I talked about, is getting up out of bed and moving and doing something. And I found a couple other things that kick me out of these depressive states pretty consistently. And one is social situations, getting yourself out there with friends that are close to you and just having a real conversation and one that lasts 20, 30 minutes or an hour. You spend some real time interacting, and that almost always helps me quite a bit. And another thing that I was able to do yesterday that sort of bumped me out of this last dip was just doing a variety of different things and setting some goals for myself with my career, where I didn't just play my main instrument. I didn't just sit down and play the bass because it can get to be a grind doing the thing that you always do. So I took some time to practice my guitar and my drums and work on that. And then from there, later I picked up the bass. So I spent, maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I did something else, and then half an hour, 45 minutes, do something else. Um, but I just kind of grew in these areas where I was weak, and I had specific goals for what I was practicing, and I was able to progress towards those goals. And that feeling of progression really is good for kicking you out of these states. You have to feel like you're going somewhere. At least for me, everything starts to feel meaningless and boring when I get really deep in it. And when you have a goal and you have something you're specifically working toward and you make progress towards that goal, that inherently has meaning behind it. And as you start to feel meaning and purpose, then you start to feel the motivation and you start to kick yourself out of this rut. Because it's really, for me, the feeling of meaninglessness and just boredom and what's the point? That's kind of the way my depression manifests. And so those are a couple of really good ways to kick yourself out because if you're interacting with someone and you feel a connection, there's meaning there as well. So those are kind of the two other things that have worked for me to get myself up and going again. So hopefully that's helpful. Uh, Peace.